Hey guys, Dr. Steve here, back with another episode of Core Wellness TV, and today I want to share with you a couple of major movement mistakes that people do whenever they do the lunge, and usually this is done for fitness or fat loss or just in general fitness in the gym. You'll see a lot of people doing lunges. Now, the first big mistake I see, and this actually the reason it's on my mind is I've been observing it a lot with trainers and people doing CrossFit and stuff at the gym. So, the first thing is there was a 20-something trainer training a 50-something man, okay? And here's what it looked like. He had him with wasn't a lot of weight, maybe 10 pounds on each side, just enough to give him a barbell, right? And then he had him doing lunges, right? Or you could call them split squats, but basically most of the time with fitness they do lunges, meaning you lunge forward, or you do lunges across the floor, right? Like so. Now, here's what the gentleman looked like. He would step out for his lunge, right? And when he went down, it looked like this and back up, right? It looked like this. Now, what's wrong with that picture? Well, first of all, is he getting benefit metabolically from that exercise? Is he building muscle and potentially burning fat? Yes. Here's the difference. Is it fitness or is it health? Is his goal of becoming more fit and to lose weight, is that more important, or is preserving the function of his joints and avoiding surgery more important? That's the question that you have to balance. A lot of people do way too much fitness and their health suffers because of it. Eventually, you get short-term benefits up front, you start losing weight, blah, 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 and then 3 months down the line, you end up with a disc blowout and you have to have, and then you're on the sidelines and then you go through this cycle of frustration and you need to get back on track. So here's how we fix it. So when he goes down, why is he doing this? Because he can't get through his hips. Either his hips are too tight in the front, or his motor program is off and he has forgotten how to do that. It can be either one. It doesn't always necessarily mean he's got really tight muscles. It just could mean that he needs to be retrained on how to do that first. He may have all of the motion in the world. Here's a way to check that. If he can get to the ground, right? If he can get to the ground and be on a knee and be straight up and down, then he should be able to do this. Correct? So if he can do this with his pelvis and his pubic bone underneath him, now not with a big strong butt squeeze, well, I don't even care right now. If he can get it there, that means it's not a mobility problem. It's a motor control problem. Okay? So first of all, let's do that. Can you do that? If not, if you can't do that and it feels really tight here, when you try to do that, you feel stuck and your pelvis looks like this, then it's a tightness problem. Okay? Then it's a stretching situation. Now, the other thing is it a mobility motor control problem? If it's not, then it just needs to be taught how to do that motion with cues, like bring your pubic bone forward, right? Bring your pubic bone forward, just like that. Okay, so that's the first problem, is either motor control or tightness problems in the front of the hip. Okay, because if he does this, he's going to end up eventually blowing a disc out. Okay, he's going to end up blowing a disc out, especially when you're putting weight on it. And also when you go forward, the neck goes forward and it hurts your neck. So you're overloading your neck and you're overloading your discs. So the fix for that, well, I'll go to the other problem first, and then I'll show you the ultimate way to do it correctly. The other one is the lunge where it looks like this. See that? What's wrong with that picture, right? Instead of going down and looking like this, usually they'll overload the other way, and the ribs will go flying out in the front, and all of the overload will be in the low back. Now, instead of the disc being injured, now your joints in the back, your facet joints are being injured. And this is where you get a lot of degenerative arthritis, is in those facet joints whenever they're constantly overloaded. Okay? So, again, Same thing. Is it because his hip is tight? Right? Is it because the hip is tight and he can't get through it? Or is he just not thinking through the form? All right? So let's think through the form. Right? And this is what it's all about, guys. Doing things correctly so you don't hurt yourself. Once you have the form down, then you can rock and roll and do anything you want to do. I just don't want to see people get hurt. That's my deal, right? So I want you to learn how to use your body first and then go into, that's what the whole program at the Core Wellness Institute is about. It's about using your body, learning how to use your body correctly, reversing all of the stress-induced muscle imbalances, and then learning how to move correctly so you then can enjoy fitness and you can enjoy moving, enjoy doing the things you want to do. Okay. So what we're going to do as a training mechanism for that, first of all, like I said, if you can get to the floor and just practice the movement, right? And again, pubic bone connection. Pubic bone connection. Feel the rock. Okay? Get the rock going. Now, if you're doing this and you're breathing up into here, you have to stop. All your breath is here first. Can you breathe into your center, right? And can you rock back and forth? A trick here is if you can turn on your pelvic floor, switch that on, like you're stopping the flow of urine or bowel movement, that will help kind of engage all the little muscles on the down low in your low back, okay? These lumbosacral extensors, as they're called. That'll help you understand what that pelvic rock will feel like, okay? But the biggest cue is pubic bone smashing forward. Smashing is not a good word. Pushing forward. Just like if you were laying on your belly, like this, connecting your pubic bone to the floor. Okay, I've done the pubic bone secret before in a couple of different videos, but it goes back to neurodevelopment when we first connected our pubic bone to the ground. So it's in there as a pattern, but you just have to bring it back. Okay, enough pelvic rocking. Right? Now, so that's on the knee, right? You may want to put a pillow under your knee or something like that, just so you can get that movement. Now, I'm not saying that I want you to be doing these really big stretches because again, we don't want to overload in the spine. We're just kind of getting mobility. And another cue here is to push away, and the intention of pushing away from your knee. So you're going up. That's the trigger of the neurodevelopmental push-away model that we teach at the Core Wellness Institute, is you push away from your support points and you go the other way. Like a rocket, you thrust down and you go up, right? The body remembers. The body knows. It remembered when you went through neurodevelopment. That's what it's got to recall. Now, next, we're just going to get into a half lunge. I just want you to be able to hear and balance. Can you balance in this position? Okay, you're not going to be on a line, although that is a slightly more challenging position, and it is a challenge that you should attempt, right? To be in line to do it. That gives you an idea about your motor control and balance. But it's not functional. We wouldn't run like that, right? So we're going to slightly spread. So we're going to be like shoulder width apart, reach back, and get that split place. Okay? And all we're going to do is just make sure a mirror helps. Okay? I have a mirror over here. A mirror helps to see your belt line. Is the water spilling out? Or are you holding the water level? Okay? And if you can get this position, you're halfway there. That's the first thing. That's the motor control. And then we drop straight down a plumb line. Right? If I dropped from my ear to the ground, I'm dropping straight down a line. I'm not translating forward. It's okay to translate forward if you want that fitness and you want to strengthen the front of your leg, but you must be able to do this. You must be able to do this. Now, here's a trick. A lot of you will have trouble doing that because your toe doesn't bend that much, all right? It's called great toe dorsiflexion, right? You have to be able to bend that. If you take a block or a really thick book or something like that and put it back here and support your toe down like that and kind of put the pressure more in the middle of your foot, that's a way for your brain to feel that mobility, okay? It's a little weird at first, but it'll help take the pressure off of your toe, right? So that's a little hack to try that. So back into here, we're dropping straight down the plumb line and straight back up. Now this is not the time to power through with your butt muscle. This is more about the ability to keep that level pelvis without powering with your butt, all right? That's it. And you just start out with slow dips, and if you feel yourself going forward or backward, pay attention, get a mirror, right? And eventually you can work down into deeper and deeper lunges with that, but just use a mirror to get yourself online. Okay, well, hope that helps you guys. Remember health over fitness. Remember protection and preservation of your ability to move and think about your future, right? What you want to be able to do, right? And if I can help you with that, please, the course is now enrolling, and that's all at reversecpsnow.com. That's reversed-crossed-posture-syndrome.com, reversecpsnow.com. All right? Guys, have a great day. If you're watching this on YouTube, there is a link down below that's goes straight over to the blog if you have any questions or comments about this. All right? Thank you guys for listening so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.